Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode of Salty Dog Homestead, we're going to be trimming up this methyl plum, or pruning it I should say. This will be the first pruning of it. If y'all remember a few videos back, maybe a month or two ago, I planted this methyl plum in honor of my daughter. So if you haven't seen that video, please, I'll tag it in this one, as a matter of fact, at the end of this video. But anyway, so this will be the first pruning. By no means am I an expert on pruning. I have pruned all my other trees. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 other trees. This makes 9. Those are all apple and persimmon trees though. This is the only plum tree that I have. So come on along and let's see how we do it. All right, so pretty much the items that you need to prune, if you have some big areas that you need to prune off, you might need some loppers. For this tree, all I'm gonna need are these handheld pruners. These are amazing. I bought these from Hoss. I will leave a link in the description to these pruners. They are amazing, I love them. Anyway, so the first thing that I wanna tackle on here would be thinning cuts and anything that's dead or dying or whatnot. I want to get that out of the way. Anything coming back into the center, I want to get that out of the way as well. So like this one right here, let me get you in here close. So like this branch right here is coming back toward the center right there. So, oh, before I get started, I do clean my pruners. Get any, because I was pruning the other trees this morning, so just don't want to pass anything from one tree to the next. So I would take this one right here out because it's going back toward the middle. Any of the small stuff like this right here, I want to get it out of there. This small little branch right here, it's got to go. This one right here is dying, it's got to go. Clean up this a little bit. This little low branch right here, it's got to go. Okay, so what I also want to take out is, so I want to do some thinning cuts in here. It's just too busy up and down through here. The plum tree likes a vase shape, okay? With the way that everything is on this one, I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna give it a vase shape, but I'm gonna try. So I have this branch coming off of here, this branch coming over this way, and I also have this branch coming over this way, and as you see, they get tangled up and crossed up right there. So I'm gonna have to take one of those out, and I'm just gonna go with that one, okay? One reason why is because this one is a bit more vigorous. It's got a lot more growth on it. And this one is kind of on level with this one. So that was my choice. Could have been the wrong choice, but that's the choice that I chose. I want to get rid of this little guy out of here. Just not going to be productive for me. Get rid of this little one. And then on this branch that I kept, I want to cut to an outward facing bud, like that one right there would be perfect. Okay, so now that's gonna come out, and then this bud right here is gonna try to grow out further. this one right here, I'm taking this little guy out of here. And then over here, I'm gonna do another outward facing bud, which I like this one right here. And that's gone, okay? Clean this up a little bit. Clean that up. All right, so that's good. Now, I'm gonna move up the tree a little bit, take out this little guy, all these little ones. And these are thinning cuts right here, okay? Thinning cuts help you see your tree better, okay? So now I can see the structure a little bit better. I'm gonna get this little guy here out of here. All right, and then I step back. I kinda don't like this one right here. I'm gonna give it a hitting cut right there, outward facing bud. Make it come out this way a little bit, and I'm gonna keep an eye on that one. I may end up getting rid of that one. This one right here, I'm gonna clean up a little bit, and I need this one to branch out a little bit more. And you can't really tell, but well, you can now. So the backside of this tree is kind of empty, okay? So I'm gonna cut over here to an outward facing bud, but it's going that way. Instead of going that way, I wanted to go that way. To kind of help fill out that back there. Clean up that. See if I can get a better cut on that one. Trying to do this with one hand is a little difficult. Get this little guy out of the way. Okay, clean up these little ones. These are all thinning cuts that I'm making right now. All right, now I got a gap right here, which I think I like. And then, sorry about the camera action if it's a little off on this video, but I'm trying to hold the camera with one hand and I'm trying to prune with the other. So up here, I want to try to do the same thing I did down there. And I'm gonna do, see this branch right here is right above this branch. All right, so I think I'm just gonna get rid of that one. Do a thinning cut, that one's gone. All right, now with these top 4 branches right here, actually, all right, I step back and look at it, and for the first year pruning, I think that's okay, you know. I'll just keep track of some of them and see how they do. Plums grow on plums form on new growth, so don't be afraid to trim your plum tree back, because anything that's new that grows out for the year is where your plums are gonna grow from. So plums, from what I understand, can handle a pretty decent prune back, and I'd say we did probably 30%, maybe almost 40% prune back on this one. And yeah, just, you got to get in there and do it. You know, you just got, it's better, I think, to get in there and prune your trees and make a mistake than to not prune them, because that's a bigger mistake. All right, so some reasons why we prune is because one, to manage the overall shape of your tree. That's very important to me. Also, to manage disease, pest pressure, to get your eyes on the tree. is an important thing as well. Also, the shape of the tree, it kind of helps with um, fruit set and whatnot, and how the fruit is available to you. Um, the height of the tree is something else you have to take into consideration. Would be a good reason why you would prune your fruit trees, and just the overall vigor of the tree. When you cut it back like that, when you do these hitting cuts, um, that lets the tree know to branch out from these buds right here. Okay, and so all of those buds will be new growth for this year, which could potentially hold fruit. So um, that's it. And for different trees, it's different. So some trees grow on, some fruit grows on second year wood, which means like this right here would be second year wood. Um, this right here won't grow fruit for a plum tree. Anything that comes off of this second year fruit would be first year. Anything that comes off of the second year wood would be considered first year wood, and on the plum, that's what's going to grow fruit. But let's say on a different tree, I think maybe an apple or something like that, this would be second year wood, and your fruit would grow off of this wood right here. So you have to look into that. I'm not saying apples are that way. I'm just using them as an example. But yeah, I think that's a successful prune right there. We'll keep an eye on it and see how it does. Um, just to touch base real quick again on the cuts. So any of your cuts that are on the tips or anywhere other than at the collar of the branch, any other cut is called a hitting cut. Okay, that's pretty much trimming it back. A cut made at the collar, at any, like, so the one I made here, the one I made here, the one I made here, all these that I made along the trunk of the tree, all those are thinning cuts. Okay, um, and those are primarily the two cuts that I use are hitting cuts and thinning cuts. And I think if you know those two cuts, especially for beginners, you will be well on your way to be successful at pruning any of your fruit trees. Also, don't forget to always disinfect your shears and your loppers when you're moving from one tree to the next, because you don't want to spread any kind of diseases. And if I could leave you with one thing, the big takeaway is do your research, but just get in there and prune your trees. That's probably going to be the best lessons learned. I pruned all of mine right now for the first time, and hey, I might have got some things wrong, but the likelihood of you killing the tree because you did these cuts is very, very low. Okay, so then you'll see how it grows. And then next year you'll be like, oh man, I made that cut last year. And you'll be able to noticeably tell that you made a cut right here last year, and it grew a way that you didn't want it to. You're like, oh man, I didn't like that. So you're able to adjust on it in the coming years. But anyway, appreciate you guys for being here. And I hope you learned something. I'm learning about pruning as well. So definitely, if you know a lot about pruning, or if you want to, add on to or correct something that I may have said wrong in this video, please comment below. Let us all know so that we can all learn and grow together. And on that note, don't forget to do all the YouTube stuff. If you like the video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, share this video with some people that you think may want to know this information, and I'll see you on the next video.